Hello and welcome to this demo video on EMR. Today I'm going to guide you through a complete patient workflow from appointment scheduling and check-in to treatment, billing and follow-up. Whether you are a provider, administrator or just curious about modern clinic management, you will discover how EMR makes running a practice smoother and efficient. So let's start with the very first step, that is to create a new patient. So for creating any new patient, you will click on patient, go here. Then from here you can add all the necessary details. After filling all the necessary details, you can create the patient. Now here we can confirm whether the details that we have entered are correct or not, and after confirming we can click on confirm to create that new patient. Now as we have created this new patient, the first step will be to allot an appointment slot to this patient so that he can visit the facility. So for creating a new appointment for this patient, we'll go back to calendar, click on plus, and then here we can add all the necessary details like our facility. As our patient is already here, you can search the other patients that are already registered in the dashboard and everything will come up over here. Now you can select the provider and time for the appointment, and then you can save. Close this and then refresh it. Now here you can see that appointment is created. Now if the patient has already arrived at the facility, you will click again on that patient from the calendar, and then you can change the status to arrived. And now the status of this patient will change to arrive. Now, as this appointment is already created, the next step will be to create the encounter for this particular patient. So for creating an encounter, you will go here, the plus icon, and from here you can create a new encounter for the patient that we have created. Now you can select all the details here. You can add the reason for visit, and then you can save. So now this encounter is created. So after this encounter has been created, we can now record all the vitals of the patient. So for recording that, we will go to encounter that we have already created. Now you will go to clinical and vitals. So from here you can add all the vitals of the patient. And after that you can save. So now in the encounter dashboard you can see all the vitals that we have added. So we'll go again back to the dashboard. So now if you want to prescribe any medicine to this patient during the encounter, you will click on the patient and this dashboard will appear. Now for recording all the allergies, you can add from here. Now for example, we can add all the allergies that that patient is having right now. For example, he is allergic to this medicine, and this it begins on this time, and then you can save this. Now if we'll go back to the dashboard again, you can see the allergies is now recorded here. You can now add all the medical problems, the medications if he had any. Now if you have prescribed any medicine to this patient during the encounter, you can add it from here. You can select the quantity, the medicine unit. You can add the medicine name. And then you can save. And now this is here. Now if we'll go back again to the encounter, in clinical, you can also record the SOAP note from here. And after recording it, you can save it from here. Now if you'll go back to the dashboard, in the demographics, you can edit all the patient details that you have added previously. If it is something wrong, then from here you can change it. Comes the insurance part. So from here, if you'll scroll down a bit in the dashboard, you can here see the insurance. Now for editing it, you can click on here, and whatever insurance that you have to select, you can select it from here. Use the provider, and if the provider is not in the list, here from here you can add any new provider and you can update. Now we'll fill all the details. And after filling the necessary detail, we can click on save. And now this policy has saved successfully. We'll go back to the patient. Now here you can see that in the billing part, this primary insurance has been added, and in the insurance part, the details of the insurance has been added. Now, after filling all the necessary details, and if you have any reminder, any disclosure, any lab data documented, everything will come over here in this dashboard. Now comes the billing part. After doing everything, after recording all the issues of the patient and every documentation, after recording everything, we'll go to billing. Now for the billing part, we will first select the patient encounter. Now we will go to administrative, fee sheet. From here we can add whatever charges that we have done to the patient. Now from here you can select the code, and like for example, for this demo I've added some of the codes. We'll add some more. You can add the price from here, quantity, and then you can click on save. Now if you'll go back to the dashboard, from here you can see that this is the due balance of the patient. Now for the payment processing, we'll go to fees, then payment. Now we'll select the payment method, the patient coverage, and the total charge is now here, and he's paying that much. So for this we'll generate an invoice, and then you can print the invoice with all the details. And that's a full journey through a patient's visit using EMR from start to finish. Thank you so